Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you with post-game reaction to the Ravens' 23-10 victory over the Tennessee Titans, as the Ravens have won their 21st preseason game in a row, dating back all the way to 2015. And we have plenty of takeaways to get to, but let's start with the box score. As you can see on your screen, a very good night for Tyler Huntley, stepping in, getting the start with Lamar Jackson having the night off. Mike Davis was very good running the football as well. And a couple of receivers stepped up to the fold. We'll tell you about that in just a second. But first, on the injury front, one of the receivers competing for one of the top 4 receiver spots, Tylan Wallace, left the game in the first half with a knee injury. Not great for Tylan Wallace there, especially with other guys stepping up in his absence when he was out there. So we'll continue to follow that story when we get more updates on the knee injury there for Tylan Wallace. Let's sound off in the comment section. I want to get your one-word reaction to the Ravens' first preseason game and their performance against the Titans. Let me know in the comment section below the one word that you would give for the win for the Ravens. My one word is pretty pleased, personally. I think that you come away from this game feeling really good, that the Ravens played really well across the board on all sides. And for me, I have a few takeaways I want to get to. First off, got to start off with Kyle Hamilton, and he looks ready. And listening to the broadcast, watching the Ravens TV crew, Evan Washburn, who you see on CBS, he was working the sidelines, and he brought up a good point about Hamilton. He said Hamilton is letting the game come to him, that he looks like a pro on day one. And what do you know? Early on in that first quarter, he gets the fumble recovery and was just flying all over the field tonight. He was really good. I liked what I saw from Kyle Hamilton right out of the gates. And personally, I believe that he was the best player in this draft, and he looked really good. He had an impressive debut for the Ravens. I think they're pretty pleased with what they saw out of him tonight. So our pinned comment today: will Kyle Hamilton win Defensive Rookie of the Year with this type of performance, with a momentum build where we will see this all year long from Kyle Hamilton? Let me know in the comment section if this is the year for Kyle Hamilton, if the momentum continues into the regular season. If so, type Y for yes. If no, type in for no. Let me know in the comment section below. You might get an ad break. If the ad's playing, take advantage of it. Let me know one way or the other if Kyle Hamilton will win Rookie of the Year. Next takeaway for me was about quarterback Tyler Huntley. Huntley stepping in for Lamar Jackson as Lamar had the night off. And we've seen Huntley start a few games before last year, and things were kind of up and down. But another year in this system, you could tell that Tyler Huntley has control of this offense. That if for whatever reason, if there's an injury to Lamar or whatever it may be, that he knows how this offense works and gets them rolling. And I was impressed with him in particular after the first few possessions, how able he was to move this offense. Very accurate tonight, 16 of 18 through the air for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. Also effective on the ground as well with 3 carries for 17 rushing yards. I liked the command that Huntley had with this offense, knowing how it works under offensive coordinator Greg Roman. He impressed me with that job he did starting in this preseason game tonight. Also, for me, the run game has options. No J.K. Dobbins, no Gus Edwards tonight. And we saw this Ravens team last year when they dealt with all the injuries that they went through at the running back position. They were just looking for anybody to run the football. Well, now in 2022, the Ravens have a lot of different guys they could work with. And first off, Mike Davis, who got the start at the running back spot, who the Ravens brought in from the Atlanta Falcons, he looked really good. 5 carries, 22 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. The first score of the night for the Ravens, as he was able to cap off the Kyle Hamilton fumble recovery. He looked good, did what was asked of him. And then Justice Hill. I know that the stats for Hill say 3 carries and 11 yards, but it doesn't really tell the whole story with Justice Hill. He showed a nice burst, and he was really good in pass protection as well, doing both of those things well. And you look at this Ravens roster. Look, I know that it's limited on how many running backs that you'll actually have on the active 53-man roster when the season begins. But with the uncertainty that there is with Dobbins and Edwards coming back from injury, it's better to have more options than none. And it looks like that the Ravens have a few different ways they can go if, for whatever reason, Dobbins or Edwards have those issues. They have backup plans this year that they didn't have last year. I like what I saw tonight from those two guys in particular. So, a lot of standouts for this Ravens team in this performance this evening. Name a player of the game for me. Who's one name that stood out to you that would be your player of the game tonight? Let me know in the comments section below. Plenty of players to choose from. I think that the Ravens have a lot of reason to be optimistic after this 23-10 performance. But who's one name? Let me know in the comments section. One name that stood out to you for the Ravens after this win tonight against the Tennessee Titans. We're going to continue to cover the Baltimore Ravens here on the Ravens Rundown all offseason long through training camp and through the preseason, counting you down to kickoff to September 11th when the Baltimore Ravens open up the season against the Tennessee Titans. We will be all over it here on the channel, covering all the news and rumors and happenings with your favorite team. Subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV, so you never miss a moment of what's going on with your Baltimore Ravens. We have you covered here on the Ravens Rundown each and every day with daily Baltimore Ravens content on YouTube. Subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV. All right, final takeaway for me is the receiving game. And there was a lot of question marks about the receiving core for the Ravens in 2022 with having to replace Hollywood Brown, but also Sammy Watkins leaving as well. And what we saw tonight was that the Ravens are going to be able to do a few different things, that they're going to get creative with this receiving core, even with Tylan Wallace suffering that knee injury there in the first half. Isaiah Likely, the rookie out of Coastal Carolina, looked really good with 4 receptions and 44 yards. I liked what I saw from him, and he took advantage of an opportunity that was in front of him tonight with what we saw with Charlie Kolar still dealing with that sports hernia injury. Both tight ends picked in the 4th round competing to try to get playing time, and Isaiah Likely has answered the call. He has done what has been asked of him while we wait to see when Charlie Kolar could come back. And I'm excited for both guys, but Isaiah Likely looks really good at this point. How about Shemar Bridges? The Ravens found a guy that I think most people had no idea even existed a couple of months ago. He has been one of the surprise standouts of training camp, undrafted out of Fort Valley State, a Division II school. And he probably had the highlight of the night when he straight up mossed the Titans defense for a touchdown from Tyler Huntley at the end of the first half. If you haven't seen it, you need to go look up this highlight. It was jaw-dropping, folks. 6'4", 207. He's got the size, everything about him. I mean, it was impressive. He is going to be something else. I'm excited. I hope we see more of Shemar Bridges in the future. He was terrific. I loved what I saw from him. And then there was Makai Polk from Mississippi State, another undrafted free agent receiver who played really well with 6 receptions for 43 yards. So here were the Ravens getting all this flack for how they've gone about their receiving core by not spending money, right, beyond Mark Andrews at that tight end spot. But they have young tight ends. They found some good undrafted receivers as well. The Ravens scouting department, folks, doing a really good job, and it showed tonight with this performance from the young guys in particular. So, before we go, great check time. Grade the Ravens' performance for how they did in this opening preseason game against the Titans. Let me know in the comments section. A, B, C, D, or F. For me, it's an A. I loved what this team did all around. A really good team win on both sides of the ball. How about you guys? How would you grade the Ravens' performance for their first preseason game? Let me know in the comments section below, and we'll see you next time here on the Ravens Rundown.